Hi, welcome back with Talk with Terry Tuesday. It is our monthly review of different subjects. So, what are we going to talk about today? We have our special this month is for vaginal rejuvenation or bladder retraining and rejuvenation, and we also have a training. We also have a special on HYDRAFACIals. So, I am going to start with what are these things and how it benefits you, and then I'm going to kind of show you exactly what they are. So let's start with the bladder and vaginal rejuvenation. Lots of people have issues with leaking of urine, but nobody talks about it. I know that a lot of people have issues with it because they have commercials on TV for Depends and how cute the Depends are now, but people really don't want to ultimately pee on themselves. So how can you stop it? Of course, there is surgical treatments that we can do. Those are called slings. That's a little bit more invasive, but it does work. That's also something called a mesh. I know people have seen TV commercials about the lawyers saying, if you have this mesh or this sling, give me a call. I will tell you that if you're interested in having a sling or a mesh, the risk of those are very small. But if you're not interested in surgery at all, then we've got some alternatives for you. So, vaginal and bladder rejuvenation. So the two that I like to use, and there are several out there, they're both considered radio frequency. There are laser procedures that may have a little bit more downtime, but what this does is it rejuvenates the bladder. It increases tightening, it increases the texture, it can increase orgasms, it can increase vascularization, so if you have a lot of vaginal dryness, that will help. And more importantly, it helps you stop peeing when you're jumping on trampolines or you're jogging or exercising or coughing or sneezing or laughing. So let's talk about the two that we actually have. And once again, it's 20% off for the month of June. We have the Thermiva. I'm going to show you what they look like. So all of these are disposable. We don't use the same ones on each person, so each time you come in, we use a different handpiece. But this uses radio frequency. So for the Thermiva, this is a little bit more specific. So I can be very specific to where I am treating if I have a specific area that I'm treating. So this is the area that actually has the radio frequency. And I control the temperature of how high it actually gets. Now, people say, is it painful? Absolutely not. By the time you leave here, you'll know more about me, I'll know more about you, and you will actually start to notice the difference in when you're walking, when you're laughing, you're not leaking. Once again, this also helps people who have significant vaginal dryness and they don't want to use hormones. It can help with that as well. This is called the Ultra Film. Also radio frequency, so this is packaged. This is just an example. So this is a model. This is something that we actually use. But this is the Ultra Film. Instead of that one specific area, the Ultra Film has its 360 degrees of heat. So this is actually what goes into the vagina, and this heats the entire area at one time. So this procedure is a little quicker, so I have two separate ones that I use for the Ultra Film. We can do this internally, and we can use this for the external. This is all the area that treats and heats up the tissue. I can get a little bit more of a hotter temperature. Still, once again, not painful, but it helps to tighten the outside of the vagina as well. Those are for people who are looking more for external vaginal rejuvenation. So you've had some kids, we're not 30 anymore, and you want a little bit more tightening and a little bit better appearance of the vagina. These are the ones that will actually help do that without having surgery. So the Ultra Film takes about 20 minutes to do. The Thermiva procedure takes about 35 to 40 minutes just because it's a smaller area that I can treat at one time. They both will give you great results. Like I said, this may do a little bit more external tightening, than the thermometer, just because the temperature can get a little bit hotter. But great treatments, no downtime, and good for you. It's the summer. You want to swim, you want to run, you want to be outdoors. It's 20% off for the rest of the month. So give us a call for that if you're interested in doing a consultation and the procedure. Our next special is the HYDRAFACIal. So this is the one that everybody loves. This does multiple things. So if you've ever had a microderm, so this exfoliates the skin, so it removes that superficial dead layer. Then, once we exfoliate the skin, it actually gives, we do a light chemical peel. And we can do the chemical peel depending on what your concerns are. We can do a chemical peel to help with treating acne. We can do it for anti-aging. We can do it for collagen building. We can do it just for maintenance. And once again, it just helps keep the skin and the texture youthful. So we start with the exfoliation, then we do a light chemical peel. Then if you have pimples or things, we do extraction, so we remove all of those. And this makes it so much easier because it has a suction that actually helps to pull that pimple out without leaving that dark mark after you try to pop it yourself. And then we end up doing hydration afterwards. We've got a lot of different add-ons that we can do. So this is a dermal builder. So for someone who's looking more for anti-aging and they're looking to build more collagen, we can add this on. There's something called BrightNol. Well, this is a chemical peel, but this is like a BrightNol. BrightNol will brighten certain areas. So if you have melasma, we can brighten the area using BrightNol. If you have rosacea, we can use our treatment for HYDRAFACIal to actually improve your rosacea. We could do something called growth factors. Once again, this also helps with just anti-aging and getting rid of lines and the textures of the skin. Then we can also use, we have a red and blue light. So our red light, these both can, so one is treating for anti-aging and inflammation, one is treating acne and improving the texture of the skin. So we add these on as well. So people think that the HYDRAFACIal is just for the face. It is not. We can do a lot of people who have back acne and it's just a hard area to reach. So we can do all of those same steps on your back. So when you have your shirt off, and this is for men and women, you have your shirt off all summer, you want your back to look great, we can actually take care of that. We can also, for people who have sinus problems, I'll show you this little piece that we have. This is a lymphatic drainage. So it helps improve just the lymph return. So, and we do this every time we do someone with lymphatic drainage. It actually helps, you'll see, we'll do one side versus the other, and you can see that one side is actually lifted after we do this lymphatic drainage. Simple procedure to just add on to the HYDRAFACIal. And we have monthly memberships. I tell people, if you're spending a lot of money doing like laser treatments and you're doing VI pills and you're doing dermal fillers, if you're doing all of that, you want something that is going to maintain that. And these are things that will help you maintain that expense that you just put into keeping your skin and your body healthy and looking youthful. So once again, we are having a special for the rest of the month. This is for vaginal rejuvenation with the Ultra Fem and the Thermiva, and then that's 20% off. And then we are also having a special on the HYDRAFACIals for 15% off. But when you come in, ask us about our HYDRAFACIal membership. Because that may save you even a little bit more money, and it's keeping any of the treatments that you're doing, just keeps your skin radiant and glowing and healthy. Now, specials that are coming up. We have a flash sale,